Last month marked the 22nd anniversary of the Oklahoma City bombing. 168 people died on that day in April after Timothy McVeigh detonated a truck bomb in front of the city's federal building.
6 years ago, I told you about the investigation that followed, which determined McVeigh's final target list included the federal courthouse right here in Sioux Falls. All these years later, one bombing survivor has a message for the people of Sioux Falls. It's a story you'll only see on KSFY. The passage of time may make the Oklahoma City bombing a memory for most people. But if you live in Oklahoma City, every April 19th rips the scab off any healing that might have taken place and takes you right back to that horrible day.
Receive information regarding him.
On the day we were in Oklahoma City, the 22nd anniversary of the bombing, there was no fire, no smoke, no fear. On this beautiful sunny day, there was only reverence and remembrance. There are 168 of these chairs at the Oklahoma City Memorial Park. They represent each life that was lost in the bombing on that day 22 years ago. You'll notice that some of the chairs, like this one, are smaller in size. They mark the children who were killed. There were 19 of them. And everything you see here could have been Sioux Falls instead of Oklahoma City if bomber Timothy McVeigh had made one different decision.
Either Sioux Falls or Little Rock or Denver.
Dr. Paul Heath was inside the Murrah Federal Building when the bombing happened, buried in debris for hours. He worked with the federal prosecutors who took McVeigh to trial. At trial, it was revealed that McVeigh's final target list included not only the Oklahoma City Federal Building, but federal buildings in Little Rock, Arkansas, and Denver, Colorado, and the federal courthouse in Sioux Falls. Furthermore, when we talked to Heath 6 years ago, he told us that when McVeigh rented the truck he eventually used as a bomb, he didn't list Oklahoma City as his final destination.
When he rented the truck, he actually told the people at the truck company when he rented the bomb truck that he was going to Sioux Falls.
But McVeigh instead came here, ignited the fuse on the fertilizer bomb he had made, and then walked away, knowing it would explode and that people would die.
I don't think it's something that you ever really learn to reconcile with. I think it's kind of something you just learn over the years to just to cope with, you know.
This is Clint Seidel. His mother, Kathy, died in the Oklahoma City bombing. In the 22 years since, this is only the third time he has been able to bring himself to the bombing site and see her memorial chair.
The only thing that you can do with a situation like this, or the loss of a loved one, in a way, you know, a tragic way like this, you know, you just got to take it one day at a time.
Seidel's mother never saw him grow up, didn't see him marry his wife Jordan, or get to have a relationship with Clint's 3 kids, London, Amari, and Zeke. He says he wouldn't want anyone to have to live through the aftermath of something like this.
And it's a shame to have to say, hey, you're lucky your city didn't get bombed. You know, that's just the world we live in now, unfortunately, you know.
This is the first time Clint has brought his kids to this place. How do you explain something like this to children? 22 years later, Clint himself is still boggled by the idea that someone would set off a bomb as part of a terror attack that targeted the building his mom worked in.
What it's really taught me is to kind of count your blessings, you know, every day, because Lord, who would have thought Oklahoma City, Oklahoma?
Clint says it took him years to come to terms with the fact that his mother's life had been taken as part of a terror attack. He also says if he hadn't made peace with what happened, he never would have been able to live his own life.